Daily God's Promise, Day 18, September 18, 2025. Welcome, beloved friends, to Daily God's Promise, Day 18. Today, we embrace a profound and powerful promise from Zechariah chapter 8 verse 13. And it shall come to pass that just as you were a curse among the nations, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so I will save you, and you shall be a blessing. Do not fear, let your hands be strong. This is a promise of divine reversal. God is speaking to a people who are defined by their past failures, and He assures them that He will not only save them but will completely transform their identity from a curse to a blessing. 1. We will discuss the historical aspect of the verse Zechariah ministered after the exile, encouraging God's people as they rebuilt Jerusalem and the temple. Once despised and seen as a curse among the nations because of their disobedience and exile, Israel was now being promised restoration. God declares a reversal. They would no longer be a curse but a blessing to others. This was both a word of encouragement for their present rebuilding work and a glimpse of the ultimate blessing fulfilled in Christ, through whom salvation would reach all nations. The central promise of this verse is a complete reversal of fortune. The people of Israel's sin had made them a curse, a living example of failure among the nations. But God promises to intervene, to save them, and to completely transform their identity. This is a powerful truth for us today. Our past failures, our shame, and our mistakes do not have to define our future. God can take our brokenness and turn it into a source of blessing for others. 2. A command to be fearless. The promise is followed by a direct command and comfort. Do not fear. The people of Israel were living in fear. Fear of their past, fear of their enemies, and fear of the daunting work of rebuilding. God addresses this fear head-on. The promise of His salvation and transformation is meant to combat our fear. We don't need to be afraid of our past failures or our uncertain future, because God is the one who is orchestrating our salvation and our ultimate purpose. 3. A call to strength and action. The final command, let your hands be strong, is a call to action. God's promise of reversal is not an excuse for passivity, it's a motivation for diligent work. The people needed to get to work rebuilding the temple and the city. We, too, are called to be strong in our faith, in our service, and in our pursuit of God's will. Our strength to do this work comes from the promise of God's grace and His guaranteed faithfulness. 4. A promise for a shame-filled world. In a culture that is often defined by shame and regret, this verse offers radical hope. It challenges the lie that we are permanently broken and that our mistakes are unredeemable. It promises that no matter how much we have failed, God has the power to restore our story and use it for His glory. He can take our past and use it as a powerful testimony to His redemptive love. 5. Old Testament cross-references. Israel's calling was always to bless the nations, as in Genesis chapter 12 verses 2 to 3 God promised Abraham, I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. Obedience leads to elevation, not disgrace, as in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 13 God's people were called to be the head, not the tail. Strength and courage flow from God's presence, as in Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. 6. New Testament cross-references fulfilled in Christ. God's blessing extends to all, as in Galatians chapter 3 verse 14. The blessing of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles in Christ Jesus. God's people are called to shine as blessings to others, as in Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. You are the light of the world. Our strong hands carry out His blessing in the world, as in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10. We are created for good works, prepared by God. 7. Living in this promise today. If you feel defined by your past or overwhelmed by fear, let this verse be your comfort and your charge. Trust in God's promise to reverse your story, to transform you from a curse to a blessing. Do not fear, and let your hands be strong in the work that He has called you to do. May you find your strength and your purpose in the saving grace of Jesus Christ. God bless you and give you grace after grace.